Hello and welcome again to a Season 21 vlog review with me, Skarloey Railway 01, aka the Engine Inspector. Today we're going to be looking at Philip's Number. I'm a little bit behind, like I said, so I'm doing this back-to-back with unscheduled stops here. Let's get right in. Don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I thought it was a pretty good episode. It's getting a lot of hate, and I don't get it, to be honest. It was very trippy, and I think that's where people are kind of getting thrown off. There's several scenes that are very surrealistic, where Philip sort of has this dream or fantasy, and all this weird stuff is happening, and like the trucks go and they make his number, and there's all these kids floating across the screen. Then there's a scene where there's literally 68 Philips on screen, which felt like something you'd see in a Trains parody video. But I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was this is Philip to me. He's weird and he's strange, and he would have these thoughts. And I think the character, if this was like a Toby episode or a Gordon episode or any other character, I don't think I would have bought this. But because it's Philip and because it fits with him and what we kind of know about him so far, I thought that it was totally fun. I mean, it worked for me. I bet the animators and I bet the writing team had a lot of fun figuring out how this was all going to shape together, and I think it worked well. Also, it raises a very interesting question about Philip's number, which the in-universe explanation we don't actually get, which was a little bit of a letdown, but the behind-the-scenes explanation, which someone pointed out, I don't know who it was on Twitter. It was a Japanese user, so I'm sorry if whoever you are, you did a great job noticing this, but he's the 68th rail character introduced into the series at the time. If you look and you count from Thomas to season 19, Philip is the 68th rail character. So that's a nice little detail that I hadn't considered, but that's, I guess, where his number comes from. Would have been nice to get the in-universe explanation for why that is, but, you know, whatever. This is easily the best Philip episode to date, I think. I've not been a huge fan of his episodes. I like that he's had a progression as a character, though, whereas most of the new characters really don't. He's sort of grown into himself. I mean, even just between season 19 and The Great Race, we saw some change in him. And here, he's still the same character, but he's clearly been affected by events in the past, and it feels like there's a continuity with this character that we don't really see in a lot of other characters. So that's something I really enjoyed, is to keep seeing where he goes. Even if his episodes are hit or miss, I think he as a character is just fine, and I think that's probably another reason why people aren't loving this episode. Is it's a bit different, and then it's also Philip, and he's not popular, and again, I don't get why. He's not my favorite, but he's also not horrible. There's nothing that I think is... Actually, he's had some really bad episodes, but he doesn't bother me whenever he shows up on screen, you know? Anyway, for the not-so-good stuff, again, kind of nitpicky things. The overall plot of the episode wasn't great. There wasn't much there other than little bits that kind of string together those trippy moments. And we've seen this whole Gordon stops an engine from disaster thing many times before. Most recently, in Slow Steven, we saw it, but, you know, we've seen it many, many times. Again, overall, not a bad episode. Not deserving of the hate it's getting, I think. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe that's a little generous, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was perfectly fine. It's fun when the writers do something kind of crazy. It's fun when the animators can have fun with something like this. So just take it for what it is. Don't apply such a heavy standard, I guess. It's okay for things to go different and weird once in a while. I thought this was a kind of a fun way to do it. So that's all on Philip's Number. We'll see you back here again for the next review. Thanks for watching.